The question for the Biden team, I guess, at this point is how do you respond to that in a country that is easily bored and is easily entertained by somebody like that?
I think one of the things that we don't laugh at these issues, when he was going after April Ryan, when he was going after Jim Acosta, he was going after the Fourth Estate. He was trying to make fun of and intimidate journalists so that they were not in positions to ask the hard questions. He didn't want transparency. And what he showed us yesterday on July 4th was his lack of patriotism, his lack of ability to bring people together. And there should be no voter in America that forgets who he really is. He is a divider who peddles and lies in division because he doesn't want us to be smart about what he is about. And what he is about is just himself. He's not about democracy.
All right, so that was Joy Reid and the civility police who have decided that Donald Trump is just out of line. And Joy Reid would never, ever, ever say stupid, mean, awful things on television, online, or anywhere else, except all those places. And by the way, the civility policing is very interesting, considering people like Joy Reid think that that's white supremacy. So Joy Reid's a white supremacist. Okay, I'm down with that. Joy Reid's a white supremacist, and I guess we should all just admit it. But yeah, Donald Trump said some pretty crazy things over the 4th of July weekend, and he continued. Yeah, he's continued that yesterday, and it's not great. It's not great. The conversation about who had the cocaine in the White House, not a great conversation, no question about it. Especially for the White House, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, all of them. The media should be being harder on them, but Donald Trump is trying to distract attention away from that for some reason and onto himself. So he truths this statement out. Now, the best thing about this statement being truthed is that it required somebody taking it off Truth and putting it on a social media outlet that people actually use for me to see it. Here's what he said. Does anybody really believe that the cocaine found in the West Wing of the White House, very close to the Oval Office, is for the use of anyone other than Hunter and Joe Biden? I mean, this is the first time I've heard a serious person suggest that Joe Biden is using cocaine. Hunter Biden, it's a pretty safe guess. But probably not right, but I mean, perfectly fair, as I'll show you later. Even the White House won't dispatch that. But watch, the fake news media will start saying that the amount found was very small. It wasn't really cocaine, but rather a common ground of aspirin, and the story will vanish. Has deranged Jack Smith, the crazy Trump-hating special prosecutor, been seen in the area of the cocaine? And then he says, he looks like a crackhead to me. Now, this is kooky, nutty, no good stuff. But one of the main reasons it's no good is that, well, let me put it this way. Donald Trump should let these scandals play themselves out, not insert himself into them. Now, I know that's very hard for Donald Trump to do. We know that. But when he inserts himself into these situations, this is what happens. Goofballs like Jake Tapper decide that Donald Trump is the story, and oh my Lord, let's clutch those pearls. Can you believe Donald Trump said this? And it starts all over again. Here we go. Chris Christie's there to answer the questions about how much he hates Trump, and Jake Tapper is there ready to feed the last thing Donald Trump has said to him. And Chris Christie loves to eat. We all know that.
Mr. Trump is now calling special counsel Jack Smith a, quote, deranged man who, quote, looks like a crackhead. Beyond the propriety of that, from a legal point of view, do statements like that affect the case?
No.
Beyond the propriety of that, because it's so improper. How it would affect the case, I have absolutely no idea. Donald Trump is attacking the person prosecuting him. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He can do that. He should probably do it in a way that's not completely insane, but to each his own.
Oh, I mean, not really. I think, the only argument you could make is that it potentially affects a jury pool who's in South Florida reading this stuff and thinking, what the hell is he talking about? I did a lot of drug cases when I was U.S. attorney in New Jersey. I can guarantee people that there isn't one particular type of crackhead There's not anyone who looks like a crackhead necessarily. Look, this is just what makes Donald Trump an unacceptable nominee for our party, because he says things like this without any regard for truth or falsity, without any regard for the propriety of it. But even worse yet, what does that do to help anyone other than him? My argument all along has been this race in 2024 for Donald Trump is all about Donald Trump. It's not about the American people. It doesn't give a damn about the American people.
Okay, well, I will say that I don't think that's true, that he doesn't give a damn about the American people. However, I think he is correct to make the argument that this doesn't help anyone. He's incorrect when he says, but Donald Trump, because this doesn't help Donald Trump at all either. If anything, I think it hurts him. I'll just be completely honest with you. It doesn't help him at all. It doesn't make him look good. It doesn't make him look smart. I don't think it does any of that. I think it makes him look terrible. I think it hurts him significantly in the arena of public opinion. He's still got to win an election. And saying stuff like this doesn't help. And look, his fans on Twitter love this stuff. Even though Trump's not there, they're there. And they love this. It's not good. It's not smart. In fact, it's really, really bad. Because, again, now it's about Donald Trump and how improper he is. And he did that. He didn't have to say anything. Let your opponents burn themselves to the ground. Now, I say all that to also play this clip for you. And this clip, hilariously, somehow, is a White House reporter asking the White House about whether or not they have a response to Donald Trump's accusation. And believe it or not, they're terrible at this too.
President Trump has made some pretty wild posts recently on social media. One of them was that the cocaine found in the White House had belonged to either the president or his son. Are you willing to say that that's not the case, that they don't belong to them?
I don't have a response to that because we have to be careful about the Hatch Act. What I will say is that I have noticed there does seem to be some increasing frustration coming from that corner in general. And I think it is probably rooted in the contrast between their substantive policy records.
Look, again, I'm not a political strategist, okay? But how is it possible that both Biden and Trump are so bad at this? And their teams are so bad at this? Hey, is there any response you have to the fact that the president accused you and your son of being crackheads? No, it's because he's mad about the record. How about this? It's not Hunter Biden's crack, or it's not Joe Biden's crack. Now, I think it's probably not Hunter Biden's crack, okay? It's probably not. It's hilarious to say that it might be, and until they say it's not, the speculation is completely fair, seeing how he is, a crackhead. But if somebody asks you if you're a crackhead, the answer is no. Watch. Hey, Dale, are you a crackhead? No, I'm not. That's insane. There you go. It's that simple. Yet Biden couldn't do it. I don't know why. So, again, I want to give Trump a hard time for doing stuff like this because it's terrible and stupid. But at the same time, the Biden administration, they can't even make the layup. Trump should be letting this burn out. He's just let it burn. And it's not going to go away quickly. It's cocaine at the White House. It's going to be an issue. And he inserts himself right into the middle of it with some crazy stuff. And I know you're going to tell me, 4D chess, he's got him right where he wants him and all that stuff. I hope you're right.